Hey everybody, before I begin, just want to wish you all a happy new year. I may not sound that excited right now. You want to know why? You want to know how many times I've tried doing this video? This is like the fifth freaking time I've tried to do this video today. It's been a pain in the ass. And I really wish that I could have done things in front of the camera, but I can't. Okay? But I wanted to get something out. So, a couple of things before I begin. One thing I wanted to mention, and I've been forgetting to mention this for a while. I have a few people, some of these people that have requested this from me, like, it's been a long time already. Ever since I started this channel, I've had a few people from YouTube try to send me follow requests on my actual account, like my real, my personal account. So I'm assuming people know my name on here. I don't really care like that. All right. But no offense to the people that are sending me these requests. I don't want anybody from YouTube following my Instagram page. Why? If you don't know my history on here, I've had people threaten my life, threaten my husband's life, threaten my daughter's life. So I don't particularly feel comfortable with just anybody on YouTube having access to my Instagram account. All right. So nothing against anybody. Just wanted to make that point. All right. Now I got that out of the way. What else did I want to get? Oh, other thing I wanted to get out of the way. At some point soon, I don't know how soon, I do want to do my very first live stream. Okay. I am very nervous about doing my very first live stream. The hardest part is getting to do things like to set up a time where my sister is going to be able to come here, because she agreed to help me, where she's going to be able to come here and help with the kids while I do the stream. Okay. I know that people do, live streams on here, and you guys got kids. I know a lot of people on here got kids, and you guys do your stream. But my son is 5 months. So, I feel like it's going to be really difficult. Like if it's just me and my husband, and if my husband, if my son starts crying out of nowhere, he has to take my son to another room, and then my daughter's there. And then some of the things, like, I don't know where the live stream is going to go. And so there's certain things that people talk about on live streams that I don't particularly feel comfortable with my kids hearing. Okay. So that's another thing, right? So I want it to be where if I feel like the conversation is going to go one way, even if it's just me, because when I do this first stream, I'm not going to have people come up like other YouTubers or, whatever. I'm not going to have like an open panel where I'm going to put a link in and, drop a link and anybody's just going to be able to like drop in. I'm not doing that, especially maybe I'll do it in the future, but definitely not for my first stream. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have all types of trolls in the chat or whatever, but I want to be able to pay attention to the chat, even if there's trolls, and I want to be able to engage, plus be able to have like a dialogue. But I also want it to be that if I'm going to say anything that might be like a little offensive or a little crazy, that I have somebody else there other than my husband that can take my daughter, to another room or whatever. Like, I hope I'm making sense. Okay. Because there's certain things, and sometimes even with my energy, if I feel like I'm getting a little crazy, like, I don't want my kids to be there. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get out of the way. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, but when I do the live stream, I'll definitely do like what other people do when they show, you guys like put up a thing, or it's going to be a premiere or whatever it is. I don't know. But it's basically going to give like a date and time of when I'm going to do a certain live stream, and that's what I'll do. I don't know how to do any of that, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out somehow. So yeah, I'm going to do my first live stream, and it's probably not going to be a long one. It's probably going to be short. But nonetheless, the reason why I'm saying it is because it's also going to if I say it in a video, it's going to force me to do it. That's another thing. Like, I can't put it off anymore, because I've been putting it off for like over a year. All right. Because there's always reasons with me that I can't do it. So now I'm trying to force myself to prepare myself to ask for help, to literally ask for the help, to be able to just go out and do it. Now that I got those things out of the way, I can get into the topic of the video. Wow, that was long. Um, this topic, I've actually thought of this for a while, but I was really nervous about making it a video because I know that it's gonna seem like it's really controversial. And it's basically me saying fuck learning the Spanish language, okay? And I have a feeling that people are going to think that when I'm saying this, that I'm coming from this, oh, it's another oppressor's language type bullshit argument. No, absolutely not. That is not my reasoning. At this old age in my life, I have attempted many times to learn the Spanish language. I suck, okay? I suck at it. I totally suck. All right. Um, and this is not an easy thing for me to admit. It's not an easy thing for me to talk about. People might think I'm a complete idiot. That's perfectly fine. If you think I'm an idiot, then that's perfectly fine. Language acquisition is not for me. Like, I'm just not good at it. Okay. I'm also not good at math. So if me being bad at both of those things makes me stupid, then it makes me stupid. I've had professors when I was in college, when I took certain courses that I was great at, when they would read my papers, they're like, oh my God, why are you not in an Ivy League school? Why are you here? Right? So I would excel at certain things. I was fantastic. And then there's certain things that I am really bad at. And Spanish just so happens to be one of those things. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I feel like the minute that people like me say that we don't speak the language, the snap judgment that comes from most Latin people is, oh, you don't want to learn. Oh, well, at least try. Oh, well, you're just being lazy. It's like, no, you fucking asshole. You don't know that. Like, that is not the truth. And it's not the truth for a lot of people. But the thing with me is that I'm actually putting it out there. And I'm not the only person that has gone through this, okay? Like, I've read blogs and stuff where people have made very similar complaints. People that are like, third generation, maybe even second generation, just people who have been here for a few generations and beyond that just have a really hard time with learning the language, okay? Now, like, I can read certain things and I'm fine. Do not ask me to respond in Spanish. I mean, like, with little things, obviously I can. But if it's like a whole, like, long thing, like, I have a hard time with it. But I'm usually pretty good at understanding it. Why? I don't know. I genuinely don't understand why it's like that. I know that I'm not the only person that this is the case for. But it's definitely something that I figured it would be worth speaking about. And this is not to say that I'm never ever going to try again in the future. But I'm not going to lie. After trying so many times and then feeling like I'm just not, like it's just not happening, like it's not sticking, it doesn't stay, and you feel defeated. You really feel defeated. And then you have your own people that are like, oh, well, why don't you know the light? And then they put you down on top of it. Or then even if you do try to attempt to learn, right? Some Latin people are going to be like, oh, but why are you saying this word like that? Or why is your accent like this? Or why aren't you doing it like this? And it's just like, man, like, I don't think I can go through that. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And there are, like I said, I've read in different places where, like, different blogs and stuff like that in the past, where there's people who confess to having the same problems. I mean, people who are of Latin descent that just have a really hard time learning the language. And it's funny because, like, even when I was in school and I would take classes with people who are not Latin, they pick it up 1, 2, 3. They don't have, like, the same blockages as I do for whatever reasons. There's been times that I've thought maybe certain childhood, like, maybe traumas that I went through. It's possible. It's very possible that there's a blockage because of that. I don't know. I don't know what the blockages are. It could be blockages. It could just be that I'm just dumb. Whatever it is. If it's something that I think I've just gotten to the point where if it's just something that I'm not good at, then I'm not good at it. Right? And then, you feel defeated. You feel like, damn, well, I'm not good at it. And then I'm going to have Latin people just make the snap judgment on me that I'm being lazy and that I just don't want to do it. you just feel like, man, like I want to give up, right? And usually people that I've met, and I'm not talking about online, people in real life who are educated people that I've met, educated Latin people who have, they foreign Latin people, right, that I've met who are educated, and I would tell them, like, because they would ask me where I'm from, because usually they can tell that I'm Latin by looking at me. They'll ask me where I'm from, and then they'll find out, like, they'll ask me more questions, like what generation I am and whatnot. And the minute that I tell them what generation I am, and again, I'm specifying educated Latin people, they always understand why I don't speak the language. They don't mess with me. They're not like, oh, well, you need to know this, or why don't you do this? You know what I mean? Well, I did this. Actual educated Latin people in real life have never given me those problems, ever. Like, they always understood why I was in the position that I'm in, right? It's only people who are like really close-minded Latin people. This is the one thing I can't stand this about Latin people. It's this culturally conservative viewpoint that a lot of Latin people have that makes them so close-minded with certain things. And this is one of those things that I feel like Latin people are very close-minded with. They'll be open-minded about everything else, but the minute that it comes to this, they become super culturally conservative, right? I get it. Like, I get that we should be able to speak the language, right? I get that we should all know it. But I think that there should be like some level of understanding, right? But a lot of times there isn't. And in most cases with Latin people, most Latin people unfortunately aren't educated. So when you add that conservatism, when you add that layer to it, an uneducated person who has a very conservative mindset, they're not going to be willing to hear shit, right? And then it's also not my place to be educating people either. So it's just strange that it takes, for example, there was a time that my husband had to go to the hospital for physical therapy because he had like carpal tunnel on like one of his hands, because of his job or whatever. So I was in the waiting area, and there was a Peruvian man that was there, and he saw me and my husband come in. He was an older man, okay? And so the older man started to talk to me, not flirting with me, but he was like, he saw that me and my husband were a mixed couple. And, he asked me where I'm from. I told him what generation I am. He totally understood why I didn't speak Spanish. He totally understood, like, Puerto Ricans. He even brought it up, like the history of Puerto Ricans in New York City. Like, he knew all of that shit. And I was surprised by that because I really don't hear that often. And then he brought up how there's a Chinese population in Peru, which I did know of, but I didn't know. What he told me was that they stick to their language and their culture. So even though they're living in Peru, the Chinese over there don't adapt to the Peruvian culture. They just stick with their language. He said that most of them don't know Spanish. They just know Chinese. That part I didn't know. Okay. So anyhow, it was really cool speaking to someone who was foreign, who got it. It was like, wow, this is awesome, And again, like, he wasn't the only one, because I met professors who were the same way, who got it. I met other people who were educated. Again, these are people in whether they were in academia or, high paid professionals, people who were very intelligent people who tend to be the only people who got it when I would say that. But unfortunately, in real life, that's not most Latin people. Okay. And, I'm saying all of this, and I hate that I'm saying it, and I get the impression that there's still going to be people that are going to think that I'm making excuses for myself. And like, oh my God, I'm not. I don't think people have like realized like how many attempts I've tried. But yeah, it is what it is. And I figured I would make this a video, and I thought it would kind of be like somewhat of I don't know if it's funny. To me, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny and it's kind of sad at the same time. It is what it is. Okay. Anyhow, I think, how many minutes am I in? Yeah. I think that's it. I think I'm going to go for now. And like I said, I'm going to try to do a live stream. I don't know if my next video is going to be the live stream. It might not be. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to. I really want to. I really want to push myself to do something out of my comfort zone, even though it's going to be a bitch and a half to do it because I need an extra helping hand just to do it. But I really want to like push myself to do it. Yeah. And anyhow, new year, new things, gonna try new things, and yeah, get away from old things and people and, attitudes and mindsets that don't serve me anymore. I'm just leaving that shit behind. Fuck that. Fuck that. Leaving it behind. Okay? All of you guys should do the same thing too. Leave it behind. Anything that doesn't serve you, you leave that shit behind. Leave it last year. Don't take it with you into the next year. Okay? All right. That's it, guys. I'm going to go for now, and I will see you all on my next one. Take it easy. Bye.